No worries, I'll be nice to, I notice there's lots of kids in the room tonight, and I don't think anyone wants to listen to a drunken sailor for 5 minutes. Anyway, so every culture throughout the world has their own unique style of music, song, and dance, and most of these cultures use that music to pass on their history and traditions from generation to generation. Fast forward a few thousand years, and somebody figured out that we could record that music and put it on tiny little pieces of plastic, and people would pay money for that. A lot of money, in fact, a lot more than what it actually costs to make that little piece of plastic to begin with. Well, fast forward a few more years, and a bunch of college kids who were sick and tired of paying $18 for their CDs figured out that they could turn those CDs into tiny little digital files that could be swapped over the internet. There we go. And this, of course, pissed off the record labels because they make their money from selling CDs, and they still needed people to buy CDs to pay for their expense accounts. Of course, the white knight in shining armor came along and said, don't worry, we can get people to pay for those digital files. Well, this worked great for a few years until the record labels realized that people weren't buying CDs anymore. And remember, they still make the majority of their income from those CDs, not digital downloads. Well, a few more years after that, the artists and the songwriters started realizing, hey, wait a minute, there was 844 million downloads in the US last year, and we got almost no income from that. When they did finally come along and ask for their fair share of that 99 cents, even Apple, who's currently the largest seller of music in the US, threatened to shut down the iTunes Music Store if they had to change the business model. You know, lots of companies have been in the music space for a long time, and a lot of them have been pretty successful with what they're doing. But if you're an artist, you know, halfway around the world and you're still checking your email at an internet cafe once a week, those high upfront setup fees can be a pretty big barrier to entry. You know, and either way, you're still just one among 4 million other artists on that site. So, have you ever asked yourself the question, where does your 99 cents go? See, even in 2008, we still have half the people in this world that are living on less than $1 a day. Yet most of us in the US and the rest of the developed world never even think twice about spending 99 cents to download the latest Britney Spears song or whatever else you like to think about. So what if we were to build a system that allowed these artists to earn a living from their music, whether they lived in Nashville, Nambia, or Nepal, and every time you bought a song from them, you knew exactly where your money was going? For most artists, talent is not the barrier to entry. And I'm going to completely fall flat on my face now. Sorry, guys. Donors Choose Kiva and Barack Obama's campaign this year have all proven that individuals really can make a difference, even if they can only donate $5 or $10 at a time. What we need to do now is allow people the opportunity to do that. Most people, if asked, really do want to help. But all the systems we have today still depend entirely on people making a conscious decision to donate. So what if we could flip that and allow people to fund their favorite nonprofit organization with every purchase they make, even if that purchase was only 2 or 3 songs at 99 cents a piece? Remember, most of us over here, 99 cents doesn't seem like a heck of a lot of money to us. Most of us earn more in a week than many other people throughout the world do in an entire year. So what we need to do is start thinking about how can we flip that? How can we change the system? How can we do it differently? There's lots of really big problems in the world that lots of people are working on. And I truly believe that we can solve these problems if we're willing to put the time, effort, and resources into doing it. So let me leave you with this thought. If we were to put $6 million in income into the music business today, the artists might see about 3.4 million of that in income actually coming back to them. With our business model, on the other hand, we're looking at almost $100 million in income going directly to the artists and our nonprofit partners over 5 years. This is what we call social entrepreneurship applied to the music business. And with that, I have one final favor to ask of everyone. When you go home tonight, go to our blog, please. There's a link there to our Donors Choose page. I noticed we just got knocked down to 3rd place today, but if everyone can make a small donation, $5 or $10 would be great, and help us take 1st place in the music category on Donors Choose.